It's the Oh Yeah Wrestling Podcast.
Oh yeah. It is the Oh Yeah Wrestling Podcast. I am Brad Reed. You don't see Will Garrison with me yet, or at all today. Will got tied up as things, come up, things happen, and he couldn't make it for the podcast. It was kind of a slow podcast week, I felt like, for wrestling because Backlash happened, yes. Was Backlash good? I don't know. I didn't think it was all that great. I didn't think Monday Night Raw and SmackDown were all that great either. But what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do the top 3 Raw and SmackDown stories for you. And that way we can do that for the week. And next week we'll have a super big show. We'll have your dirt sheets and rumors, all of that. So I say we should probably go ahead and start getting into our top 3 Raw and SmackDown stories, which is brought to you by Cadell & Company. You don't have to just dream about the home improvement projects you see on TV. You can let Cadell & Company make your dreams a reality in your home. Cadell & Company has a no-pressure showroom in Norman, Oklahoma, with hand-picked materials such as wood floor, tile, carpet, cabinets, and countertops. Call Cadell & Company at 405-928-5026 or visit their Facebook page for pictures from their projects and directions to their showroom. Don't just dream about your home improvement. Let Cadell & Company make it a reality. And if you mention the Oh Yeah Wrestling Podcast, you can get 10% off of materials from Cadell & Company. It is now time for the top 3 Raw stories. Let's kick it off.
It's the top 3 Raw stories.
This week on Raw, they started with a lot of the Money in the Bank, basically the matches that are going to determine who's going to be in the Money in the Bank, and that was a good time on both shows, and let's get to it. We saw Ember Moon. She's going to move on and be in the Money in the Bank match as she was able to pin Ruby Riott, and also that match involved Sasha Banks, and she got the win over both of them.
And Ember Moon with the Eclipse! Eclipse!
Riott and Banks colliding!
Ember Moon advances! She qualifies for Money in the Bank!
Here is your winner, Ember Moon!
What a match! What a performance by all 3 superstars tonight! But Ember Moon, with an Eclipse out of nowhere, picks up the victory! She's heading to Money in the Bank!
All right, yeah, that was Ember Moon. She moves on. She goes to the Money in the Bank match, and we also saw Bayley got involved. As the Riott Squad were trying to take it to Sasha Banks, Bayley came out and helped Sasha Banks. Even I think Corey said she's coming out to pile on Sasha Banks, but no, she came out to help her friend, so I think we might see a reunion of those two coming up pretty soon. Okay, let's get to the number 2 moment on SmackDown, the number 2 story, as there was another triple threat match. Finn Balor, he fought Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns and ended up getting the pin on Sami Zayn.
Kick by Zayn!
Shotgun drop kick from Balor. Finn headed up top once again.
Balor going to the top rope!
Try it one more time,
Sami Zayn's in trouble! Coup de grace to Zayn! Balor, cover, hooks the leg! Balor's going to Money in the Bank!
I'm super excited about Finn Balor because I feel like he is next in line to win a title, and this might be his shot to, getting that opportunity. Who knows how it's going to happen after he wins Money in the Bank, but I'm going to say right now, Finn Balor, he's probably one of my top picks to win. But there's one other guy who I think could end up doing it, and that's Braun Strowman, who ended up fighting Kevin Owens to see who would go to Money in the Bank, and he was able to get the win over Kevin Owens in our number 1 Raw story of the week.
And now Braun Strowman looking to put him away with a running power slam. Hook to the leg. Good luck, rest in the field. There's a monster in the Money in the Bank.
Here is your winner, Braun Strowman!
Boys, I don't even know who else is in the match. We don't know who else is in the match. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's also a favorite, too. Me and Will talk about it all the time. We think Braun Strowman is one of the biggest superstars on WWE. So glad he's on Raw. And I think if if it's not going to be Finn Balor, it definitely could be Braun Strowman. In my mind, he deserves to win the title. So Money in the Bank shaping up to be very, very nice. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our top 3 SmackDown stories for the week.
It's the top 3 SmackDown stories.
All right, here we go. Our number 3 story this week. Fan favorite Daniel Bryan and another fan favorite, Rusev. They ended up meeting up this week to see who would go on to win Money in the Bank. And I don't know what you guys thought about, but I was actually kind of surprised with the outcome as Rusev gets the win in our number 3 SmackDown moment story of the week.
Is Daniel Bryan about to head to Money in the Bank?
I think there's one answer, Corey. Thought about the knee and caught one instead right in the ribs.
Right to the injured ribs.
Look at the eyes of Rusev. Oh!
Matska kick.
Rusev, is he going to Money in the Bank? Yes, he is.
Here is your winner, Rusev. Daniel Bryan gave it everything he had.
Yeah, Rusev getting the win. You know, Daniel Bryan, he was still hurt, wasn't medically cleared. Was it last week? Then he was in Backlash. And then this week, even though people still speculated he wasn't feeling too great, he was in the match. But Rusev goes on. So Rusev going to Money in the Bank. And could Rusev be our next champion after he wins Money in the Bank and maybe possibly is able to capitalize, cash in and win the championship? It could happen. All right. Our number 2 story, Charlotte Flair. She gets a one-on-one match with Peyton Royce and actually gets the submission in our number 2 SmackDown story of the week.
Cover on Royce. And now going figure 4. Center of the ring. Charlotte has it locked in. And Peyton Royce taps out. Charlotte Flair, money tonight.
Here is your winner by submission, Charlotte Flair.
I'll tell you, Charlotte needed this win. Charlotte needed this win to bounce back, and now Charlotte is one step closer to regaining the SmackDown Women's Championship.
All right, Charlotte Flair going on to be Money in the Bank. And again, not the current champion, so now she gets a chance to maybe get another championship match and get her championship back. But that brings us to the number 1 SmackDown story of the week. And this was another one that kind of surprised me, but kind of didn't, because I kind of expected Jeff Hardy to win as he went up against The Miz. And The Miz was able to get the win, which puts him in the Money in the Bank match on our number 1 SmackDown moment of the week.
Jeff Hardy hearing it from the WWE Universe. Going up top here, the United States champion. Swanton bomb. Cover. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Miz got him. Miz is going to Money in the Bank.
Here is your winner, The Miz.
Oh my God.
So yeah, The Miz, he's been so entertaining the last few weeks. Been such a good time watching him. So if he ends up winning Money in the Bank and getting another championship shot, I'll be happy with that. Miz, highly entertaining, and I've been enjoying him on SmackDown. So that's our top 3 Raw and SmackDown moments of the week. We will be back next week with a whole new show. We'll have your favorites, your top 3 Raw and SmackDown moments, also your dirt sheets and rumors.
Oh, believe that!
Will be back with us, and we'll have a really good time. Big show. And also, remember, May 11th, this Friday, there's going to be another Mid-South Wrestling Alliance match down at the Farmers Market. So we'll be there. It's going to be a great time. Go, support the local professional wrestling here in town and hang out. Also, if you buy your tickets, get them from the wrestlers themselves. Drake Gallows, he's one of the wrestlers. Gemini, there's a lot of them. I mean, I could mention a whole bunch of them, but you can look up the Mid-South Wrestling Alliance and kind of find out who these guys are. They got the tickets. It helps them if you buy the tickets from them. So keep it local. That's what I always say. You can find the podcast on Spreaker. Also, mostly on SoundCloud. If you go to the Nerds to Men page on Spreaker, I've got it up there as well. But SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes podcasts, we're all there. So little shortened show this week, but we'll be back with a full show next week with Will Garrison in tow. So I'm Brad Reed. We'll see you next week.